6 weeks ago, I was just a struggling piano teacher living in a tiny apartment. Then my billionaire grandfather died in a tragic accident, and everything I knew about my family changed forever. At his will reading, the lawyer announced that Grandpa Henry had left his entire $7 billion fortune to me. My parents and brother were furious. They believed the money belonged to them, and they were determined to take it. My name is Khloe Carter. I was 26 and had never cared about wealth. I taught piano, drove an old car, and barely covered my expenses. My parents considered me a disappointment because I did not chase money or status. My brother Ethan was their favorite, constantly receiving money for failed business ideas. But Grandpa Henry was different. He was a billionaire, yet he never treated people according to their bank accounts. He spent weekends with me, taught me piano, listened to my dreams, and always reminded me that money was a tool, not a measure of a person's worth. When he died, I was devastated. At his funeral, however, I noticed something disturbing. My father was already asking questions about the estate. My mother complained about arrangements while Ethan openly wondered what he would inherit. I stood beside Grandpa's coffin, wondering how they could think about money while mourning him. 2 weeks later, his lawyer, Michael Turner, called us for the will reading. My parents arrived expecting my father to inherit the empire. Instead, Michael calmly announced that Grandpa had left everything to me, including his businesses, investments, properties, and billions in cash and assets. The room erupted. My father accused the lawyer of lying. My mother called me incapable of handling money. Ethan demanded his share. Then Michael played a video Grandpa had recorded before his death. He explained that he had deliberately chosen me because I was the only one who loved him without wanting anything from him. He knew my family had become obsessed with his wealth, and he trusted me to protect his legacy. That night, my father ordered me to come home. He demanded that I sign the fortune over to him. In exchange, he offered me 10%. When I refused, he threatened to disown me. I looked at him and simply said no. My father told me to pack my things and leave. My mother called me ungrateful, while Ethan laughed and said I would eventually come begging for their help. I walked out carrying one small bag and a photograph of Grandpa. Then I remembered the brass key he had given me months earlier. It was the key to his mansion. I drove there that night, unlocked the gates, and stepped inside. I expected an empty house, but Robert Hayes, my grandfather's longtime butler, was waiting for me. He told me Grandpa had left strict instructions to protect me if my family ever turned against me. The next morning, Michael arrived with letters and documents Grandpa had prepared. Other trusted employees came forward too. They showed me records, proving that my family had repeatedly demanded money from Grandpa while I had visited him simply because I loved him. Then my family arrived at the mansion. My father demanded that I surrender everything. But this time I was not alone. Michael had the legal documents. Judge David Harrison was there as a witness. And Robert had something even more: powerful security footage. The cameras showed my parents and Ethan secretly entering the mansion after the funeral and stealing jewelry and important documents. My father tried to deny it, but the evidence was undeniable. I looked him directly in the eyes and said, "I am done being afraid of you." Grandpa trusted me, and I will not betray him. My father threatened to cut me out of the family forever. I answered quietly, "You made that choice when you chose money over me." They left. Months later, I created the Henry Carter Foundation and dedicated $2 billion to education and scholarships. I continued playing piano and transformed the mansion into a home filled with people Grandpa had trusted. One autumn morning, I visited his grave and told him everything. I finally understood that the $7 billion had never been his greatest gift. His greatest gift was believing in me when nobody else did. That evening, I sat at his piano and played the song he had taught me as a child. As the final note faded through the mansion, I smiled through my tears. My family had tried to take Grandpa's fortune, but they could never take what he had truly left me: the courage to become the woman he always believed I could be.